Okay, we're live. So we have the latest drop of the Twitter files that came out. I started the show a little later so I can actually read all the tweets. We don't have to wait for any. I think it's finished by now. So I have them for you. And then Elon Musk has been doing some activity also on Twitter. Might want to talk about. Let's see if I can get my camera working right. How are you guys doing? All right, so this is about government PsyOps. And I have talked about PsyOps a lot before, and they do happen on Twitter. So this is the official government PsyOps happening on Twitter. So I'll let you guys tune in for a second. Hey, Susan Wojcicki, CEO of YouTube. Good to see you. Am I on your list? Can I get on your white list? That's what we're going to find out about today, is the white list. That's the list you want to be on. It's so racist, has such a racist name. Whitelist is good and blacklist is bad. That proves racism. So this is it. It's from Lee Fang, who's a reporter for The Intercept. Twitter Files Part 8, how Twitter quietly aided the Pentagon's covert online PsyOp campaign. Despite promises to shut down covert state-run propaganda networks, Twitter docs show that the social media giant directly assisted the U.S. military's influence operations. Twitter has claimed for years that they make concerted efforts to detect and thwart government-backed platform manipulation. Here's Twitter testifying to Congress about its pledge to rapidly identify and shut down all state-backed covert information operations and deceptive propaganda. And remember the Smith Modernization Act, which happened, which gives the right to them, they get to propagandize us without consequences. But this isn't about propagandizing us yet. It's about propagandizing foreigners, which has always been allowed. We've always been allowed to do that. But behind the scenes, Twitter gave approval and special protection to the U.S. military's online psychological influence ops. Despite knowledge that Pentagon propaganda accounts used covert identities, Twitter did not suspend many for around 2 years or more. Some remain active. In 2017, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, officials sent Twitter a list of 52 Arab language accounts, quote, we use to amplify certain messages, unquote. The official asked for priority service for 6 accounts, verification for 1, and whitelist abilities for others. So he asked for verification on priority accounts. 52 Arab language accounts from CENTCOM. And that's for PsyOps, literally for PsyOps. The same day CENTCOM sent the list, Twitter officials used a tool to grant special whitelist tag that essentially provides verification status to the accounts without the blue check, meaning they are exempt from spam abuse flags and are more visible, likely to trend on hashtags, okay? So that's what we all that's what we all aspire to be on, is the whitelist. Then your messages do sometimes get amplified because you've been deemed okay. The CENTCOM accounts on the list tweeted frequently about U.S. military priorities in the Middle East, including promoting anti-Iran messages, promotion of the Saudi Arabia U.S.-backed war in Yemen, and accurate U.S. drone strikes that claim to only hit terrorists. That's nice. That's real believable propaganda, huh? Yeah, what do you think the Muslims are doing? They're reading this stuff. They're like, it's obviously the feds, right? Probably. What are your thoughts? You think they're so stupid they believe the U.S. government accounts that say drone strikes are right on target every time? They hit that wedding and got the terrorist exclusively and his 8 terrorist kids. But they were definitely all terrorists. CENTCOM then shifted strategies and deleted disclosures of ties to the Twitter accounts. The bios of the accounts changed to seemingly organic profiles. So they were labeled US government accounts at one point. And then they changed it. One bio read Euphrates Pulse, another used an apparent deep fake profile pic and claimed to be a source of Iraqi opinion. So it's all in a language I don't understand. It looks like it was all in Arabic. One Twitter official who spoke to me said he feels deceived by the covert shift. Still, many emails from throughout 2020 show that high-level Twitter executives were well aware of DoD's vast network of fake accounts and covert propaganda and did not suspend the accounts. For example, Twitter lawyer Jim Baker mused in July 2020 email about an upcoming DoD meeting that the Pentagon used quote-unquote poor tradecraft in setting up its network, and we're seeking strategies for not exposing the accounts that are, quote, linked to each other or to DoD or the US government, unquote. Stacia Cardiel, another Twitter attorney, replied that the Pentagon wanted a SCIF and may want to retroactively classify its social media activities, quote, to obfuscate their activity in this space, and that this may represent an overclassification to avoid embarrassment, unquote. I don't know what SCIFs are. Security clearance, something? Okay, I'm trying to read it and understand it. I don't know what SCIF is, though. SCIFs in DC. The website is also crashing on me right now. So, exit page. You guys doing okay? Check it in. Thanks for joining me for this stream. This is where you can come to get all of the content in the Twitter files. If you want to support the show, go to buymeacoffee.com/lifttheveil and drop a coffee there, and I'll read it. Or you can leave a super chat if you want. All right. Give you the rest of it. In several other 2020 emails, high-level Twitter executives' lawyers discussed the covert network and even recirculated the 2017 list from CENTCOM and shared another list of 157 undisclosed Pentagon accounts, again, mostly focused on Middle East military issues. Twitter is crashing on me as usual. Oops, damn. All right, crashed. Happens when these files come out. The news yesterday was big news. The news about FBI interference. This is big news, but people might not care that we have covert networks that try to propagandize people overseas. In a May 2020 email, Twitter's Lisa Roman emailed the DoD with 2 lists. One list was accounts previously provided to us, it says, and another list Twitter detected. The accounts tweeted in Russian and Arabic on U.S. military issues in Syria, ISIS, and many also did not disclose Pentagon ties. So this is where Twitter discovered associated accounts, which would be a violation of Twitter rules. So they were checking in with the government to ask them about the affiliated accounts. Many of these secretive US military propaganda accounts, despite detection by Twitter as late as 2020, but potentially earlier, continue tweeting through this year, some not suspended until May 2022 or later, according to records I reviewed. In August 2022, a Stanford Internet Observatory report exposed a U.S. military covert propaganda network on Facebook, Telegram, Twitter, and other apps using fake news portals and deep fake images and memes against U.S. foreign adversaries. So it was exposed by the Stanford Internet Observatory. The U.S. propaganda network relentlessly pushed narratives against Russia, China, and other foreign countries. They accused Iran of threatening Iraq's water security and flooding the country with crystal meth, and of harvesting the organs of Afghan refugees. The Stanford report did not identify all of the accounts in the network, but one they did name was the exact same Twitter account CENTCOM asked for whitelist privileges in its 2017 email. I verified via Twitter's internal tools. The account used an AI-created deepfake image. So they're using deepfakes and posing as people in other countries who say things like, oh, wasn't that drone strike awesome? Because they only hit the terrorists. And America is great. In subsequent reporting, Twitter was cast as an unbiased hero for removing, quote, a network of fake user accounts promoting pro-Western policy positions, unquote. Media covering the story described Twitter as evenly applying its policies and proactive in suspending the DoD network. The reality is much more murky. Twitter actively assisted CENTCOM's network. Going back to 2017 and as late as 2020, knew these accounts were covert, designed to deceive, to manipulate the discourse, a violation of Twitter's policies and promises. They waited years to suspend. Twitter's comms team was closely in touch with reporters, working to minimize Twitter's role. When the Washington Post reported on the scandal, Twitter officials congratulated each other because the story didn't mention any Twitter employees and focused largely on the Pentagon. So they have emails here where people are saying that they're happy Twitter wasn't in the news for assisting with the covert bot networks. The conduct with the U.S. military's covert network stands in stark contrast with how Twitter has boasted about rapidly identifying and taking down covert accounts tied to state-backed influence operations, including Thailand, Russia, Venezuela, and others since 2016. That's it. Wow, it was easy. So I actually got through all the Twitter files. So that's news. People can go and look at that. The news is that Twitter was actively assisting in disseminating our propaganda to foreign countries and whitelisting U.S. military accounts. So that's the news. You guys got it? If you want to support the broadcast, you know what to do. And then I can give you the latest update on Musk. Musk is unhappy that the mainstream media is not reporting more on what's been going on. It makes me wonder if I need to be doing more. I've reported on it. Yesterday's drop was really important. I don't know what to do to make it seem more important, but yesterday's drop was really important. It caught me right away first thing in the morning. But this drop also, big deal. Elon Musk says, why is the mainstream media refused to report on this? So people are reporting that Elon Musk is claiming that there were bots who voted for him not to be CEO anymore. There are reports that he's actively looking for a new CEO. Lots of people are throwing out choices for who they want to be CEO. So there is reporting now that he is looking actively for a CEO. So, all right, I'm going to leave it at that. And then people can hear the whole thing pretty fast. And if you caught this, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel. Give us a like. If you want to support the show, support the show. And I try to do a live show at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, weekdays. That's when you can catch me. All right. So for now, thanks everybody for tuning in. That's what it is.